Do you want to start with the local?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are doing something for the first time tonight that we are going to try to do as a service for you. We, of course, are Stage 4 Media. Myself, Steve Morgan, Paul Stringham, and we've had a lot of help. Obviously, Mike Smith is here. And, of course, we got Randy Wolf helping us behind the camera. We're going to be bringing you results tonight all evening long as it takes until the results are finished. Now, we're going to start that here momentarily, but I want to encourage you before we get going to press the subscribe button on the YouTube channel here, which is WDYR's West Tennessee News and Events channel. If you will press the subscribe channel, then anytime we go live with anything that has to do with this, whether it's tonight, whether it's November 2nd, we'll be back here again on November 2nd, or anything that happens throughout our community for news and events, you will be notified, and then you can decide whether you want to view it or if you want to bypass it. But at least it will come to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and you just do not know how much I appreciate this guy over here. Mike Smith is here. This is not his first rodeo, even though it is my first rodeo. And Mike, you've been doing this for years. You retired a little earlier. As a matter of fact, back in December you retired?
Exactly, February.
Was it?
Yeah.
And what are you doing now?
Well, I started my own painting business.
Did you really?
Something I've always wanted to do. I did it when I was in my 20s and decided that now was the time, if ever was the time, at 55 years old. So we've been at it since late February and just blessed. Couldn't be more happy with it.
But you're working for your toughest boss now ever, right?
Absolutely, yeah, my wife.
That's right. Good job. Mike, thank you so much. The first stuff that we're going to be sharing tonight is going to be all of the early voting. Of course, the precincts are going to be coming in as they come in. There are 15 of them. We'll be sharing with you the precinct voting. Paul Stringham has put together slides that will give you an opportunity to keep up with what's going on there. We'll be showing you those throughout the night, giving you the results. The format that we're going to try to use tonight is we're going to start obviously with the early voting. We'll have that first. Then we will go with the absentee voting. That will be counted the earliest. And then, of course, as we give you the precincts, then we will give you a running total throughout the evening. So, again, we thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this program. And, Mike, where do we begin?
Well, we have just been given the early voting.
All right.
So we can go right into it.
Jump right on it.
And we will start with our local races. Those are usually the ones of the most interest. So let's just start with Circuit Court Judge, District 29, Mark Hayes, unopposed. He was appointed when former Judge, the late Lee Moore, decided to retire. He had 2,625 early votes. Chancellor, District 29, Tony Childress, running unopposed, had 2,732, also 8 walk-in, had a total of 2,784. The District Attorney General, that's one that's got a lot of people's attention out there. District Attorney Danny Goodman Jr. with 2,016 total early voting votes for 65.48%, compared to 1,063 for Richard Shepke, 34.52%. Public Defender Sean Day, 99% of the vote, 2,308. County Mayor, you ready for this?
Here's another one.
I thought this one was going to be closer than what people thought. Early voting shows that to be true. Ronnie Henley with a total of 65 votes for 2%. Incumbent Chris Young with 1,533 or 48%, 48.99. Newcomer David Quick with 1,530 or 48.90%. 3 votes separate those two.
Oh my goodness!
On early voting.
You've got to
Absolutely.
be kidding.
No, that's where it's at. And there's been so much talk that that was going to be the race that was going to be closest out of the major ones locally. Greg Vestal, County Commissioner, running unopposed with 301 votes. Do you want to go? You may go down.
Sure. Yeah, we'll just get them all in there. Yeah.
County Commissioner, District A, Position 2, Larry Shawver with 300 votes, running unopposed. Also, Commissioner, District B, Position 1, Brandon Dodds, unopposed with 220 votes. These are all early voting totals. County Commissioner, District B, Position 2, John Utendile, running unopposed with 205 votes. County Commissioner, District C, Position 1, Bradley Gray with 227, unopposed. County Commissioner, District C, Position 2, Dennis McKeag with 92 votes compared to Steve Moore, 166 for 64%. County Commissioner, District D, Position 1, Robert Kirby, unopposed with 342 votes. Commissioner Doug Singletary, unopposed with 341 votes. County Commission District E, Position 1, Steve Reed with 149 votes compared to Steve Sarton with 185. Flip our page. County Commissioner, District E, Position 2, Jimmy Hester with 238 votes compared to challenger Danny Booger Lacey with 90 votes. County Commission District F, Position 1, Tanya Fuller McKellar with 92 votes. County Commission District F, Position 2, Terry McCright with 102, unopposed. County Commissioner Debbie Bradshaw Hart running unopposed with 199 votes. County Commissioner District G, Position 2, Deborah Robertson with 193, unopposed. County Commission District H, Position 1, Hunter Jackson with 242, unopposed. County Commission District H, Position 2, James T. Bubba Cobb running unopposed with 250 votes.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I bet you have. County Commission District 1, Position 1, but District I, Position 1, Mark Korn with 267 running unopposed. County Commissioner Pam Newell running unopposed with 279. County Commissioner James D. Dobb Johnson Jr. with 422 votes. County Commissioner District J, Position 2, Kim Peckinpah with 445 votes. County Trustee Nancy Broadstone running unopposed with 2,696 votes. General Sessions Judge Jason L. Hudson running unopposed with 2,660. Sheriff, that's one that gets people's attention. Incumbent Sheriff Jeff Box, first elected in 2010, came in with 1,903 total early voting votes, 60.99% compared to 1,213 or 38.88% for challenger Ken Simpson.
Okay.
Circuit Court Clerk T.J. Jones, Tom T.J. Jones, I call him T.J. He has 2,803. County Clerk Diane Moore running unopposed with 2,840 votes. Register of Deeds Danny Fulks, unopposed 2,836. Superintendent of Roads Jeff Jones does an awesome job. I love living in the county.
He's unopposed too.
He is unopposed. And you know, a lot of these unopposed, you know what that means. Most of the time you're doing a pretty good job.
That's
Nobody
right.
really wants to challenge
That's
you.
right.
Mr. Jones has 2,907. County School Board, District A, Michael E. Mike McLaughlin with 211 votes. Challenger Jonathan Moncrief with 101. County School Board, District B, Steve Dodds, the incumbent, with 184 compared to 44 votes for Rita Jackson. County School Board, District C, Andrew Grills with 151 compared to, I believe it's the incumbent, Mr. William May, with 114. So Andrew Grills carrying 56, almost 57% of the vote compared to 43 for Mr. May. Keith Anderson running unopposed with 289. County School Board District F, Patricia A. McCright with 100 votes, unopposed. County School Board District G, John David Caldwell with 182, unopposed. County School Board District I, Tara Gibson with 262, running unopposed. Constable District A, Philip Goff with 131. compared to the incumbent, I believe, James T. Sampson with 191. Constable District B, Randy Wolf, running unopposed with 202. He's smiling. He likes that.
Camera.
Yeah, and running camera. Constable District C, Rick Isbell with 230 votes. Constable District D, Mike McCullough with 242, compared to challenger Lenny Stover's 172. So that's 58 to 41%. Constable District E, Randy Goff, 298 votes. Let me see. All of these incumbents don't have challengers. So Constable District F, Ray Eisen with 94 votes. Constable District G, there's no candidate qualified. 2 write-in votes. I wonder how that works.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
But we'll have to ask Anita when we.
Yeah, a write-in got 2 votes.
Yeah.
Constable District H, Bobby Byram Jr. with 225. Constable District I, William Goff with 268. Constable District J, Bill Valentine with 395. City Judge, Dean Debman, running unopposed with 989 votes. City School Board, at large, Scott Self with 999 votes. I know he wanted to get 1,000. School Board District Ward, Dyersburg Ward 2, Jim Coy Houston, running unopposed with 199 votes. Dyersburg Ward 4, Glenn Twilla with 129. Jason Creasy, Town Judge of New Bern, running unopposed with 162, and 1 write-in vote. That's probably somebody being funny. And that is a recap of our locals. Now, whenever you want to get into the...
Well, let's look at a couple of these again. Let's look at County Mayor.
All right.
One more time. You say that one thus far is being very close.
Very close.
And we'll look at the sheriff's race again as well. What do we have here?
Well, when you look at the early voting for the county mayor, and I guess my wife and I talk a lot about this, she's really into politics, that I felt like of the 3, of the district attorney race, the sheriff's race, that this would be the tightest of all 3. And knowing both of them, really like Chris. I've known Chris a while. David Quick, I really like David. I've known him for 40 years. And, you know, David's thing is he's sticking to for the betterment of Dyer County, which is a good thing. And Chris is looking to the future, to continue going in the future. So that being as close, excuse me, when you consider 3 votes of early voting separate those 2.
Well, and what I think that speaks volumes of is as hard work as these 2 gentlemen have put in campaigning, because I'm sure both of them knew it wasn't going to be easy.
Oh, no.
This was not going to be a pushover.
Right.
Because, you know, the spotlight is on, and we'll see this again in November in the city mayoral race.
Yes.
You know, if you're in that high of a position, this one, you know, you can, well, I should be careful what I say, but I mean, you know, you can hide a little bit as a district attorney, but you can't hide as the mayor. And
right.
You cannot hide as the sheriff.
Right.
And just like you say, with those being that, but I think that speaks volumes as how hard these men have worked in this.
They have worked, and I think Mayor Young, I think he was faced with some really tough decisions when COVID hit us, and right, wrong, or indifferent, he made those decisions for what he thought was best for Dyer County. I remember David Quick, before he officially picked up a petition before he was eligible to. He called, and I sat down and talked to him for about an hour, and he gave me his vision, and that's one of the things that I wish more people did. We have a lot of negativity, it seems like, in these elections, and I think it's more important to people, what is your plan?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear how bad somebody else is, and I don't think your average voter wants to hear what's wrong with somebody else. They want, what is your plan for the future if you are elected? It's easy to point fingers at the other guy, but if you're elected, what's your plan? A lot of times they don't campaign with a plan, and I think David has campaigned with a plan. And we'll see how these precincts come in, but it's right now that's pretty close.
Well, I tell you, I don't know that I've remember a race in recent memory that would be within, what, 3 votes of each other?
Within 3 votes.
Again, what the sheriff's race, let's look at that. Let's expand on that just a little bit too. That's, of course, didn't Jeff run unopposed last time? But then Ken Simpson coming in.
Right. I'm trying to.
Doing an excellent job of campaigning. That gentleman worked hard, and it's been but again, running unopposed shows whether or not you're doing a good job, and we won't spend a whole lot of time.
Well, it does, and I'll tell you, I've often told people that if you want to think what people think about you, run for office. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll find out.
Well, yeah, I guess
I'm trying
that's
to
very true.
track this down here on the sheriff's race.
Well, also too, and as I mentioned, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the incumbents, but incumbents. I meant to say the unopposed races. I mean, we're gonna figure those out pretty quick. They're not going to be a problem. But we do want to spend the majority of our time. We are here at the Election Commission right now. We have just had some voting machines brought in. We have some, they were sealed and just brought back here just a few minutes ago. So when everything gets quiet in here, that's what's, they're back there actually counting and making sure everything is right. There is a process that we will look at tonight for those of you who may not know what the process is. There are people here who check and double check everything to make sure that everything that voting integrity is here in Dyer County, and it is. And Anita Folks just does a wonderful job with the crew that she has assembled in getting this stuff done. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to meet some of them a little bit later this evening. But as for now, coming in with the races, and I know most of you are tuning in for the election results, and we will continue to give the election results as they come in. Not sure which precinct just came in, but there were 4 boxes that came in. Do you know which one it was, Brenda? It was the community center. Okay, so that's going to be one of the first ones we get. And the format that we're going to use for this is we're going to have, we're going to come in, we're going to read the totals in precincts. Now, again, we probably won't spend a whole lot of time on incumbents, but obviously the contested races, we will. We'll read those from the precincts, and then we will continue to give you a running total. Now, Paul has put together some graphics that we'll be showing you here shortly on what's going on as far as voting is concerned. We'll be showing you those and who's going to be running. Of course, you know, some of the state elections are going on and primaries and so forth, but we'll take a look at those, I'm sure, a little bit later on. But the majority of the people are tuning in here to see what is going on in local races, and that's what we want to provide for you. I also want to encourage you you are watching Stage 4 Media's channel. This is the West Tennessee News and Events channel. And we hope that you will subscribe to our channel. If you'll look in the lower right-hand corner, you will see a button that says subscribe. If you would please do that, then we will be notifying you. You'll get all notifications of either when we go live or any of the events that we plan to do. Now, Mike, what is it looking like over there now?
Well, we're still waiting on the results. I call it another page from Anita, so we're still waiting on that.
Okay.
We could go over, if you want to go over the governor's race. Bill Lee, of course, running unopposed on the Republican side with 2,284. The leading candidate for the Democrats with 45% of the vote is Jason Brantley Martin. U.S. House of Representatives District 8. David Kustoff, he's got 3 challengers, but Mr. Kustoff has 2,076 for 87%. The nearest one has 114. That's Danny Ray Bridger Jr. Okay. U.S. House of Representatives District 8, Lynette Williams with 215 or 61% compared to Tim McDonald's 134 for 38%. Senator Ed Jackson running unopposed with 2,231. Tennessee Senate District 25, no candidate qualified. Of course, our own Representative Rusty Grills running unopposed with 2,318 early votes, 99%. There were 7 write-ins in that race. The other one, State Committee District 25, Jimmy Harris with 1,473 votes compared to Steve Yankee with 258. Again, that pretty well gets that. We do have, there is about retaining. I didn't know if you wanted to go over that. The Supreme Court.
We may do
Okay.
that maybe a little bit later. They're bringing in, it looks like some more votes are coming in. If we can get an opportunity to look down the hall, they're going to bring some more in and get them in and check them in and make sure everything is going on. We have the community center. We're not sure who's coming in now, but I'm sure we will be told here shortly.
Yes.
As we look here, they're being brought in. I think Eric Maupin is the one in the checkered shirt helping things out there. Mr. George Mitchell, who is also here doing an excellent job of helping everyone do it. So they came in with 4 boxes, and here we go.
Well, volunteering, and these guys do it every election. Every one that I've been, I mean, it's just, you know, there's something about that. It's a service. Volunteering, it's great to have those guys back there doing what they do.
Well, and there's a lot of things, you know, Mike. We look at what we have, and I have here the registered voters. For example, the grand total of 21,656 registered voters
Right.
in Dyer County, which is a really good percentage. There's a lot of people paying attention to what's going on here, and even some of these. I mean, you know, some of the bigger ones. Of course. Precinct 19, the one I guess that votes at First Baptist Church, I guess that's North Dyersburg, has 2,655 registered voters. So it's going to take them a minute to go through all that.
Well, and it depends on, you're exactly right about that. It will take a little bit. And the thing, we have 21,656 registered voters. Early voting turnout was 14%, 14.82%. So depending on who you talk to.
How does that compare to years past?
It's been kind of low for a while.
So?
You know, the turnouts. Something like the county mayor's race this year.
Right.
I think that gets a lot of people to voting, and some people believe that whenever you have a large turnout, the people that are getting out, they're voting against somebody. So that brings people out. But 14, you know, roughly 15% of the people registered to vote voted early. So we'll see as these precincts come in what kind of numbers we get, and overall, you know, what it is at the end of the night.
Do you remember the average from last year? What the percentage, or I say last year, the
last election? I don't remember what it was, but I don't believe it was high.
30%,
Yeah,
roughly 30-ish, 32 maybe?
Roughly in the 30s.
In the 30s?
For sure. And, you know, if you look, you've got mail-in ballots. We had 61, you know, and that's kind of a low number. You had 3,148 to walk in early voting, that you could come down here, and the convenience of it, and a lot of people like that. I'm one of them. As soon as it opens, I can't wait to go ahead and vote and get it done. So out of the 15 precincts, you know, we will have 15 sets of results once they start rolling, and sometimes they come quicker than others. And but it's going to be exciting looking at again, you know, and you talk to a lot of people too. A lot of people had their eyes on this county mayor race.
Sure they did.
And
separating them 3 votes thus far is
that's pretty tight when you've got
it
that when it's that close with early voting, and that's kind of the trend usually. You know, it's going to stay probably pretty close. So it's going to be a great night for some and not so great for others.
Well, there's going to be a lot of second place finishers tonight. You know, you talk about this, and the one thing I do want to explain to you. For those of you who may be new to voting or wanted to do this, and I noticed when we were setting up here, there were a lot of people coming in trying to figure out what precinct, because this is the Election Commission, and people early vote here.
Right.
They think, well, this is a polling place.
Right. You can't
but it's
vote here
not.
on election
You
day.
cannot vote here on Election Day. Now, anywhere in the state of Tennessee, if there's early voting, there's early voting here. I mean, it's not like we do anything different than any other county in the state. So if there's early voting, whatever those dates are, regardless of what, Tennessee media that you see that they're going to happen, that's going to be available here. And I'm with you, Mike. I never know where I'm going to be. I mean, I may be out of town.
Right.
I never know where I'm going to be on Election Day. So
Right.
I always make sure I get start voting early too.
Well, it's very convenient, and talking to Miss Anita, I mean, she places an ad in the State Gazette. She
Sure.
runs it on the radio. Anything that she can do to get the word out, they do it here. And what a terrific staff. They don't get enough credit either, especially during these elections. It can probably get pretty hectic for them.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, this is it's going to get
Well,
waiting on results.
that's going to be fun, and we encourage you to hang out with us for a little while. Again, I want to remind you, if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We'll give you notifications when we go live for First Any Reason. And what we're going to do is, while the first couple of precincts are being counted, we're going to go to the, we're going to kind of turn it over to Paul and let him run through some of the races that we're going to be seeing here tonight, that we're going to be bringing you results. As of right now, the biggest story is 3 votes in early voting, and in also the absentee voting and what have you that's already been counted. 3 votes separate county mayor, incumbent Chris Young, and Randy Quick.
David.
I'm sorry, David.
David.
Randy's his cousin. I knew that. I was just testing you, making
There
sure
you
you were
go. I
on the
was
ball.
paying
You weren't going to
attention.
let me mess that up. And I've called him that a few times too. I learned to fly with Randy years ago out here at the airport. So
Right. Do you want to go back, for anybody that may not have been listening when we ran through them the first time? Do you want to go
if you
through?
want to, if you want to go back through and hit the
Local?
the local contested races,
Okay,
if you want to, for people who may just now be joining us.
Okay, we'll start with Attorney General, District 29, incumbent District Attorney Danny Goodman Jr. With 2016 total votes, 65%, compared to 1,063. Or 34% for challenger Richard Shepke. The contested county mayor, as Chuck alluded to, very close right now. Early voting totals have incumbent mayor Chris Young with 1,533 votes compared to 1,530 for challenger David Quick. Ronnie Henley has 64. So that, and the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box with a comfortable 1,903 vote total for 61% compared to 1,213 for challenger Ken Simpson.
Well, now you had some contested races too. You had there were some other races that were contested earlier. I think Steve Moore was in a race with Dennis McKeag.
Yes,
That was one of them. I think Steve Sarton was challenged as well.
right. I'll go through the county commissioners that where the incumbent had challenger, or even school board. County School Board District A, incumbent Mike McLaughlin has 211 early votes compared to 101 for Jonathan Moncrief. Steve Dodds, the incumbent, has 184 votes compared to 44 for Rita Jackson. And somewhat surprising, William May for County School Board District C has 114 total early votes compared to 151 for challenger Andrew Grills. Let's see, Constable District A, incumbent James Sampson with 191 compared to 134 for challenger Philip Goff. Mike McCullough for Constable District D, the incumbent, with 242 votes compared to 172 for Lenny Stover.
Well, now that I think the only incumbent that is showing a challenge, William May. He's
Right.
in, what is it, New Bern and Trimble?
Right.
Up in that area.
Here you go. County Commissioner Steve Moore with 166 votes compared to 92 votes for Dennis W. McKeag. We have Steve Sarton with 185 early votes compared to 149 for Steve Reed. County Commissioner District E, Position 2, Jimmy Hester with 238 compared to 90 for Danny Booger Lacey. I just like saying Booger. Boogie Lacey.
I knew that was coming. You can't gloss over that one.
No.
Can you, Mike?
And that's pretty well, yeah.
Well, that's what we have so far. We just saw some more cases come by here. We are live right now, unless you're watching this playback on YouTube. We are live at the Election Commission. Anita Folks and her team has done a wonderful job. They have been so accommodating here. We have enjoyed having you join us for this program. This is something that we're trying here kind of for the first time, so forgive us if we have a glitch or two coming through here, but we've got a wonderful team that is helping us here. Not to mention Mike, who has the Mike Smith has the experience and everything that we need there. And well, hello, Miss Anita. How in the world are you?
Well, this is one precinct
And there's
reporting in. That's the cumulative with one precinct added from what you had before.
Okay.
And that would be the community center precinct, and I'll get you that breakout in just a minute.
Okay. All right. And did I give you the community? This one is the.
This is with one precinct reporting, yes.
Okay. Well, then both of those will. Well, the cumulative will be here, I guess.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to continue to give you the results. Again, as they are made available to us, we want to run down while he's coming through that and take while he's getting his notes together. Want to let you know, I want to not only thank you, Mike, but we've put together a team that is doing this. Paul Stringham, Steve Morgan is helping us. Steve Morgan is the director and on the switcher. Paul Stringham is doing everything to get the votes and stuff in there. He's doing all the graphics and kind of running the show. And then, of course, Randy Wolf, because he is running unopposed. I had to talk to Anita. I said, can we use Randy? Randy and I worked together at WDYR-TV many, many moons ago. We're not going to tell them how many moons, are we, Randy? No. But nonetheless, it's a great pleasure to be able to work with him again and have fun. So we've got a pretty good team here that I'm really proud of. And this is kind of our first run here. We will be doing this again in November. So we'll learn from our mistakes tonight. And then in November, when the city election comes about and you'll get more information. And we'll be spending a little more time on state races too. We've just got the primaries obviously today. But Mike, bring us up to date on what you have.
All right, on some updates on the ones with the most attention. District Attorney General with one precinct reporting plus early voting. Danny Goodman with 2,103 votes, 65% compared to 1,114 for challenger Richard Shepke. You ready for this?
I am ready.
With one precinct reporting in the county mayor's race. Mayor Chris Young with 1,586 votes. Challenger David Quick with 1,610. So Mr. Quick has taken the lead with 49% of the vote compared to 48 for Mayor Young, and Ronnie Henley with 71 votes.
That's still close.
That's very close, very close. And like I said, it's going to keep us up. In the sheriff's race, incumbent Sheriff Jeff Box with 1,968 votes for 60% compared to 1,286 or 39% roughly for Ken Simpson. So that's the three big ones right there. So they're ones to watch, especially the one for county mayor.
That is correct, and of course, them being close now. For those of you who were subscribers to the Stage 4 Media platform here, we had we aired a kind of a meet the candidates thing earlier. One happened for the county mayor, and then we had another one for the sheriff and the district attorney. Those you can go back on our channel if you want to go back and look at any of those. Of course, after today, it's probably a moot point because if you get an opportunity, you know, the ones that'll be looking at that will be people who are looking forward to voting again, and we have more.
Well, you have this already in that total. This
Okay.
is just the breakdown of that one precinct that you reported in
Okay.
your total. This is the community center. First precinct to come in tonight, so.
All right.
Good.
The community center with, let's see, they had 98 votes today, 12 absentee votes, and then the walk-in and early voting 154. So they had 264 people voting in that one.
Okay.
And how did the three big races look from the community center precinct?
Okay, well, let's just look at it.
Let's take a look-see.
The county mayor race, David Quick had 137. Mayor Chris Young had 117, and Ronnie Henley had 8. This is the community center.
Okay, so that's what you just read that put edged David Quick out in front.
It did. In the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box with 132 votes compared to 126. So that was really close at the community center.
Yeah.
126 for Ken Simpson, excuse me. And what am I missing?
District attorney.
District attorney. District Attorney Danny Goodman with 150 votes at the community center, compared to 104 for Richard Shepke.
Okay.
So the incumbents in those three races, with the exception of the county mayor's race, are holding their own pretty well.
Okay, so we've got, of course, still the tightest race. The mayor's race here in Dyer County is still the closest, and it looks like Danny Goodman is widening a little bit
Yes.
over Richard Shepke in the first in the district attorney race. Now again, we're only showing you here. There are votes in Lake County that are going to come in. Which one is this one?
This is North Dyersburg Community Center and early voting.
Okay, this is early voting and North Dyersburg.
So they'll give us another sheet with
Yeah.
the breakdown of those. We can give the totals if you want to.
Yeah, we'll keep a running total going here, just to let you know what's going on.
I think we're probably going to start leading these updates off with the county mayor since that's the closest one.
Yeah, I think we need to.
So
I think
now
you're
with
right.
two precincts reporting. in the
And
county-
early voting, right?
And early voting,
Okay.
right. Cumulative, Mayor Chris Young has 1,687 total votes compared to 1,692 for challenger David Quick. So looking at that, 5 votes separate the two. David Quick is leading by five
After
votes.
2 precincts
After
and early voting.
2 precincts
Wow.
and early voting.
That
It's
is
going to be,
amazing.
this is going to be tight, and I'll just bet you that both of them are tight too right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are.
And you know, like we talked a little bit earlier, you know, I like both of them. They're both good guys. They both believe in Dyer County, and just last night I got a chance after church. My wife and I ran into David Quick, and his wife Angie I've known for all of her life.
Yeah.
And they're just nice people, good people, and they want what's best for Dyer County. So, like I said, it's gonna be close all the way.
Well, and again, you know, you sit around and look like this building that we're sitting in right now. I mean, this was one of the things that was a mess just a few years ago, and then just look at what has happened here. I mean, we're sitting in a new election commission, which is one of the things obviously that was on top on his list back when he first started doing this. So we're here instead of in the cramped building. 4 doors down or whatever it was.
You know, I grew up in this building.
Did you really?
This used to house Ben Franklin.
Did it really? I did not know that. See, you got all the history here.
It's
I
been all
remember
my
this-
life.
Well, this was Diane Moore's office, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
When I moved here, we
Yeah.
moved here in '94, and
Yeah, my dad was in business, I think it was 97
Wow.
to 98, something, about 40 years. Yeah, sure enough.
man, it's
So it's changed a
Small
lot.
world.
It's
It
changed a
certainly
lot to
is.
me.
But anyway, it's seeing what is going on in our community and people coming out and getting involved in this and what have you. It's really
great.
really done well. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get my phone turned off.
Yeah,
so
I did.
I'll take care of that here in just a minute.
But no, it's great, and people, you know, need to get out and vote. I mean, you know, it's your right to get out and vote, and Wish more people did it, and most of the time, especially when you look at the county mayor's race, and you've got roughly 3,400 people voting for that against, you look at the district attorney's race, and you've got roughly 3,400 people. So the ones that are close, or people think that they're going to be close, they get out and they vote for them. So yeah, this thing's going to be nip and tuck all night long. It looks like. Currently, David Quick with 48.93% of the vote compared to 48.79 for incumbent Mayor Chris Young.
Wow. So and again, with them being that close, we could be here a while.
Well, one box could change it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we've had what, this was the third precinct they just brought in earlier. We've got 2 of them that we're given now, and there'll be another one coming here. As a matter of fact, here she comes with it right now, that will give us an update on what else is going on here.
Dyer County Central.
And this is Dyer County Central. Thank you ever so much. And this is a cumulative, including that as well. So a lot of
including
it includes North Dyersburg.
So this is
Community Center, and Dyer County Central.
okay.
North Dyersburg Community Center and Dyer County Central. 3 precincts are in. Okay. Well, Chuck, I guess we better go to the. All right. So here you go. County mayor's race, cumulative with 3 precincts reporting. Mayor Chris Young with 1,723 votes, 48.89%, compared to 1,719, or 48.78% for challenger David Quick. Now, Mayor Young leads by 4 votes.
Wow. My goodness.
That's crazy.
You're right. One box could decide this race.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The district attorney race, incumbent Danny Goodman with a commanding lead with 2,242 votes, 64.52%, compared to 1,233 for Richard Shepke. And just being honest, that's kind of how I saw that one kind of going.
Yeah.
Let's look at the sheriff. I've got to check these off so I can get, there we go. So with 3 precincts reporting in the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box with 2,111 votes, 60%, compared to 1,396 for challenger Ken Simpson, 39.74%. That's about a 60-40 split right now.
Okay. So that one is widening a bit too.
It is.
Just a little bit.
Let's see if anything has tightened up and anything else. Still in the County School Board District C, William May with 114 votes, 151 for challenger Andrew Grills.
Okay.
Constable District D, Mike McCullough with 242 votes compared to 172 for Lenny Stover. And that's about, let me see. Now you did mention earlier the Steve Moore.
Steve Moore and Dennis McKeag.
Yes.
Was a race that was close earlier.
Right. And the
Steve
Steve Sarton, okay.
Steve Sarton, correct.
Well, in County Commissioner District C, Position 2, Steve Moore with 166 compared to compared to 92 votes for Dennis McKeag. County Commissioner District E, Position 1, Steve Sarton with 185 votes, 55%, compared to 149 for challenger Steve Reed.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at with a total of 3 precincts reporting.
Okay, now that's North Dyersburg Community Center and which one?
Dyer County Central.
Dyer County Central. So those precincts 12, 17, and 19 are in. Some of the smaller ones, but closer in. We're still going to hear. Of course, we still have Bonnie Cord folks, Newbern, Tatumville, Trimble, Millsfield, Bogota, Findlay, Lennox. What else we got?
You
of course, the courthouse, East Dyersburg.
We've got a lot of boxes to come in.
Yeah, there's a lot of boxes coming, and we just saw a few more coming in here momentarily. So. We'll have to see that. Now, is that the cumulative total that you have right there?
That's the cumulative total that I've got with a total of 3,615.
Okay.
registered voters exercising their right to vote, 16.69%. That's with 3 precincts. And
Okay, if that is the current one, do you need that, Paul? Do you need this current one here? Or do you have a copy of it?
That's what we got here.
Oh, okay. They brought you a copy too. Good. Just making sure. Now here
Yeah.
comes some more precincts coming in.
yeah, they'll start
Another
rolling in
precinct
here
is
pretty
coming
well. Yeah.
in. We thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for sharing your expertise with us. This is fun, and we enjoy doing
Thanks
this.
for asking. I appreciate it.
I was when you said yes, I was doing backflips. You couldn't see me through the phone, but you said sure, we'll do this, and I'm proud to have you here.
Well, I
'Cause
appreciate it. I appreciate you asking.
but anyway, closest race right now is the mayoral race. That's one that now Chris Young has flipped over in his side by what, 7 votes? Did you say?
4.
4 votes. Oh,
1,723 to 1,719 for
Wow.
David Quick. And here could be the deciding factor in this.
Yeah.
Ronnie Henley
yeah.
has 78 votes. If he was not in the race, which candidate would get those votes?
Yeah. Well,
But
you gotta dance with who you brung.
that's
so you
exactly
gotta do
right.
it.
Exactly right.
And again, I mean, you go nowhere that you didn't see 2 of the mayoral candidates anyway.
Well, and that's right.
Where you went, they worked hard.
They did work hard, and they've worked hard for a year.
That's
right.
right.
This thing's been going on, and it takes its toll on your family. You spend a lot of time campaigning as opposed to your normal everyday life, and
Right.
if you really want it, you have to go out and get it. And I think that both of these men have worked for this position. So
Absolutely.
we'll see how it turns out in a matter of a couple hours.
Well, maybe
Maybe.
we could be here a
Maybe.
minute, Mike. We certainly have. They're like you say, they're starting to come in fast and furious. Here comes another set precinct that is going to come in. They're going to bring them in. As a matter of fact, right now they're getting ready to go down the hall, and as of right now, the closest race obviously is the mayoral race.
Closest race by far. I mean, they're separated by 4 votes. And when you look at the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box with 60% compared to 39% for Ken Simpson, there's a difference of roughly about 740 votes there
Right.
separating them. So when you look at that for the people that voted, that's a lot of people.
It sure is.
700, over 700 votes. So it's going to be interesting that how this all shakes out.
And there would not have been, let's see, back, we're going to have in that school board race between, what was it, Andrew
Grills and William Mays.
They're going to be coming in. I think there's going to be some votes coming in. We're still waiting to hear from Newbern, from Trimble, Tatumville, I think will be in, isn't that in that one
Correct.
as well? And I think that is it.
There's 47 votes right now separating Andrew Grills, challenger, who's leading
Yeah.
with 56%. 47 votes that separate him and Mr. May, Mr. William May. So that one, depending on how you look at it, and once we get get those boxes from what you just
Right,
mentioned
right.
in, we can kind of circle that one out of the way. You start eliminating those. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. For everybody watching, I know that this county mayor's race is really, it's got them excited on one side or the other.
Sure,
because
it
is.
does.
I don't remember one being that close, a major local race being a handful of votes away. With a new precinct comes in, it may flip-flop from somebody being up 4 to the other one being up 5. So it's
Well, and you look at different precincts too, and you look at some candidates are going to be stronger in some precincts than others, and
Correct.
and that's going to do, and then of course you have of course the big precincts, the North Dyersburg I think is one of the largest. Dyer County Central,
Right.
I think is a big one, which both of those are in. Community Center is in as of right now. If you're tabulating at home, if you're scoring at home, which many of you are, I'm sure. Dyer County Central, the Community Center, and North Dyersburg are all the precincts that we have in, and that's the closest race. As we mentioned, of course, the county mayor's race. Chris Young is leading by this many votes.
That's correct, and I don't want to say one thing or the other about it, but if you look, like if you're breaking it down, Bonnie Cord, Fulks, that's kind of David Quick territory.
Right, that's right.
And then
that's
you
right.
look at Newbern, you know, Trimble, you look at that as Mayor Young.
Sure.
So it's
That's right.
and that's just our perception. I mean, I could be totally off with that. But
Well, Chris was Mayor Trimble.
That's
for
right.
A few years. As a
That's
matter of fact,
right.
he was Mayor Trimble when I moved here. So he's been up there for quite a while. Of course,
Absolutely.
has been around in politics, and David's just coming in to walk in this time. Yes. What do we have here?
Community Center, North Dyersburg, Dyer County Central, and East Dyersburg.
East
East
Dyersburg is the
Dyersburg.
next one we have.
okay.
Thank you so much. And there's the community. If I can say it.
East Dyersburg, so we have 4 precincts and early voting that have reported. So, do we want to go right to the one that's on everybody's?
Yeah, we may as well. I mean, if
All right, we've been flip flopping ever since,
That's
right?
right,
Well,
that's
we're,
right.
We're
We may as
fixing
well
to. We're
put her
gonna
out
flip.
there.
We're gonna flip flop again.
let's do it.
All right, in the county mayor's race, Mayor Young, 4 precincts and early voting. That's the totals that we have so far. Mayor Young with 1,774 votes compared to 1,806 for challenger David Quick. Beatty, as I call him, has 49.28% of the vote compared to 48.40 for Mayor Chris Young. So now we're talking about 32 votes separating the two. So now we get another box in, and it could go back and forth.
That's right.
But in the district attorney's race, with 4 precincts and early voting, District Attorney Danny Goodman with 2,309, 64%, compared to 36% for challenger Richard Shepke with 1,306.
And again, this is just Dyer County. When it is officially certified, that includes Lake County as well. So keep in mind, this one, of course, it'll be a couple days before it's certified, but nonetheless, that will include Lake County at that
That's
point.
right. We got one more, the sheriff's race with 4 precincts and early voting. Sheriff Jeff Box with 2,169 votes, 59.3% compared to 1,480, or 41% for challenger Ken Simpson. So Sheriff Box 680 votes ahead. So the last box actually helped Simpson. He was 700 and something down.
That's
so,
right.
We'll just have to see what happens. But this county mayor, I'm just going to tell you, it's one of the tightest ones I've ever seen.
Well, that's you've done a lot more of these than I have, but it's going to be a pretty exciting race to see how this one's going to turn out.
How would you feel in that position right now with every box is flip-flop? If you were a candidate.
Today, if being in sales as you have before, I mean, I know you've been in sports, but you've had to deal with sales as well. There's no higher high when you're high. And there's no lower low when you get kicked in the teeth.
That's right.
And it's kind of an emotional roller coaster. Imagine that emotional roller coaster every 15 minutes.
Well, that's a great term for it. Emotional
up or
roller
down.
coaster, yeah, because you go from up to another precinct reports, and all of a sudden you're down. And so just to know you're in the race, though. And so now we just go back and forth until the very end. And
well, again,
exciting.
like you said, if you're David Quick, you're sitting. I did it again, didn't I?
no,
Oh, I did call him. Okay, I didn't call him Randy again. I'm sorry, David. If you're him, Bonnie Cord folks down in that area hasn't come
Reported,
in yet.
right.
You would think.
You would think.
he would lead that, or he would have more votes down there, and then of course Trimble, Newbern area possibly would be strong for Chris. So,
absolutely.
this is going to be a race that is going to be that we're going to be watching. I mean, when the last precinct comes in.
Oh yeah, and the way that it's trending right now, that last precinct, it's going to tell the story.
That may be right.
It's just unbelievable.
Well, and if you're campaigning too, Mike, every precinct is important. You can't ignore this one and
Right.
go to this one just because it's bigger or
No.
more friendly or whatever the case
Right.
may be, you got to deal with all of it.
Yes.
And you know, I really think both of these guys did. I think, you know, it's going to be, you know, it's break your heart for whichever one loses.
Absolutely.
Because they, you know, they were the hardest working guys in politics.
Right.
Over the last year.
And I say this, I think, you know, Mayor Young is well known, a businessman. I think he's taking good care of the county.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
financially, if you look at everything, like I said, you go back to COVID and we had mask mandates and we had this, and I feel strongly about this. I hope I don't get in trouble, but he was kind of out on an island on his own, that he had to make what he thought was the best
Right.
decision for Dyer Countyans. Didn't get a lot of support from the governor, and you know, Chris and I have talked about that. But the decisions he's made financially for Dyer County, overall, I think he's done a great job.
Oh yeah, you fiscally responsible.
Absolutely.
Very, very good administration when it comes to being able to do that, and being able to do things like, you know, the buildings and
Right.
Different things that he's done in taking it forward. So you know, I totally agree with you in that. But again, when you're under that spotlight, when you're
Absolutely.
you know, when you're you know, the media's following you around like a you know, a 3-year-old puppy. And all these kinds of things. If you make and for the years I've known Chris will make a decision.
Oh, he will.
I mean,
yeah.
he's confident in his decisions. He you know, he's got great vision.
Yeah.
He can see the good from the bad, and you know, sometimes you just have to take the lesser of the two evils.
That's right.
But sometimes you can see the decisions that have to be made. So you know, whether you agree with them or not.
Well,
they
that's the
gotta be made.
thing. I'm not saying that every decision that I've agreed with, or maybe you've
Sure.
agreed with.
Right. I
And the
agree.
flip side of that, David Quick, Beatty, he's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I know that he has in his focus the betterment of Dyer County.
Sure.
So I really believe that for the citizens of Dyer County, this is a win-win. Whichever one comes out on top tonight, it's a win-win for Dyer County. And so, you know, best of luck, and we'll be here.
We're going to be here bringing it all
yeah.
to you. Again, I want to remind you, if you don't, please subscribe to our channel. We are West Tennessee News and Events. We're called WDYR-TV YouTube channel. West Tennessee News and Events. If you will, while you're watching this, if you will just click subscribe, whether it's on your cell phone, preferably on your cell phone, you can do that, and it will send you notifications of every time we go live. It'll give you all the updates and everything that we're doing for November. We will be doing other things like candidate forums. Some call them debates, some call them candidate forums. We're going to be airing those as well. Those are going to be coming up in the fall, because we got some big city elections, and they're going to be opposed. So
Absolutely, and it's going to get.
So that's going to be something that you're definitely going to want to watch out for, and that's going to be happening coming up this fall too. November 2nd, I believe, is the date for the election. Is it, or is it third? Second or third? It's the first Tuesday in November.
Tuesday, that's correct.
It's the best thing I can tell you. The first Tuesday in November, and that will be election day, and we will be hopefully sitting in these, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. That's what my grandmother used to say. We'll be in these chairs bringing them to you again.
Well, when those elections come, just like this election that we're talking about tonight, I like the forums. Those are.
Yes.
I really like the debates.
I do
and
too.
I think we need to do more to get those out there, because that lets you know where a candidate stands.
Right.
Forum, it's a question and answer. You know, where do you stand as opposed to the next guy or the next lady?
Well, one of the things that you've got to be careful in this, and national debates and things of that nature has turned into mudslinging type of things. If we get into this, what do we got? No, you're fine. You are the important one. You shut me up anytime.
Okay, that's the 4: Community Center, North Dyersburg, Dyer County Central, East Dyersburg, and then also Trimble and Newbern.
Okay. So we've got Trimble and Newbern. Oh. For those of you, I want to have this. I'm not going to. No, I'm just kidding. So Trimble and Newbern have come in. But anyway, the closeness of the races and what have you has just been amazing so far tonight. We thank you for tuning in, Mike. Where are you going first?
Well,
as if I didn't know.
Going to the county mayor. Are you flip or flop? Because we're doing it again.
Okay.
In the county mayor race, incumbent Mayor Chris Young, now with 2,027 votes, 49% to 2002 for challenger David Quick and 98 for Ronnie Henley. So Mayor Young now leads by 25 votes. That's 3 in a row. It's just
keep flip-flopping.
Flip-flop, flip-flop. In the district attorney's race, District Attorney Danny Goodman now with 64% of the vote, 2,595 compared to challenger Richard Shepke's 1,471. So I would say District Attorney Danny Goodman is probably smiling okay right now, feeling pretty good about himself.
He is coming in there.
He's trying to find the sheriff. I've got messed up on the sheriff.
Well, I guarantee you it's in there.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Because that team back there that does all the counting, they don't miss much. I'll tell you.
No, and they certainly don't miss that. Well, this happened to me a while ago, and I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
Here we are.
right.
All right, in the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box, 2,434 votes right now, currently with 59% of the vote, compared to 1,688 for Ken Simpson. Roughly about 754 votes separate those. So now we're right back. That kind of helped Sheriff Box.
Right.
So it looks like what we have right now, and we have more precincts to come in, but District Attorney Danny Goodman's in a good spot, Sheriff Box is in a good spot, and Mayor Young and David Quick, they're thicking it out.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's close. 25 votes separating those two.
Wow, it's going to be amazing. It's we were talking a minute ago about what the debates in national elections have done, but I agree with you. I think if we have a debate type of thing, it's not like we want to sling mud. It's just like, you did this, I would do it differently, and here's why. And
I couldn't agree more.
Do this, that's more of a debate if you can keep keep the mud out of it.
Well, I think that goes back to what I said earlier, that would allow you to know their plan.
Sure.
For the future. I don't want to know how bad job Chuck's doing.
Yeah.
What's your plan to do better?
Yeah.
And too many times in these elections, we get caught up with this negative mudslinging.
Yeah.
And if people haven't figured it out by now, when you get negative, that helps the incumbent.
That's right.
It doesn't hurt them, it helps them. So
That's right.
We'll see come November.
Joe Lee just handed me a piece of paper that's going to give me everything that I needed to know about the November 8th election. It'll be Tuesday, November 8th will be the election. The first day to pick up, of course, was June 20th. August 18th is the qualifying deadline, and that's at noon. So that'll be on the 18th of August. You can withdraw your deadline up to Thursday, August 25th at noon. You have up till October the 11th to register to vote. If you have not registered, if you are already registered, you just need to notify them if you change precincts or you move, basically. Early voting will begin Wednesday, October 19th through Thursday, November 3rd. And then the absentee ballot request needs to be in by November 1st. So if you're going to vote absentee, you have to have the request in. The deadline is November 1st. So that's everything that we're going to do. Right now we have New Bern, Trimble, Dyer County Central, East Dyersburg, Community Center, and North Dyersburg. And we have, you say, Chris Young leading by 25 votes. 25 votes, and currently we've got 4,238 total voters, 19.57%. So still way low turnout. It is a way low turnout, and those numbers are going to go up. We've got 6 precincts reporting, so we've got 9 to go. So it's going to be a rather probably mid-20s, mid to high 20s. And I don't really understand that because I promise you there's more than 30% of the people out there complaining about stuff, but they don't go vote. You are right. You are so right. That's right. But if you don't vote, you can't complain, right?
No, you
That's
really
what-
can't. You
that's what
really
my dad
can't.
used to say a lot. But anyway,
I think that's why I make sure I vote every time.
yeah. Well, and there's no reason not to vote. When you have this length of time for early voting, you come in the polls. I mean, it's the voting place is just like it would be on election day. The only difference is it's convenience. You come in at your convenience. Come in on your lunch hour. Come in whatever time or day you need to. It's as long as you get in within the period, which the early voting will be Wednesday, October 19th through Thursday, November 3rd. So it's a couple of weeks plus that you'll be able to come in and early vote. So if you will just get the schedule like that, we'll see. Here she comes.
Here she comes. And while she's doing that, I just have
Yes.
got a text from an old friend,
Yes.
the original General Phil Bivens.
Oh my goodness.
And he says that Lake County early voting, Danny Goodman was 788 compared to Richard Shepke for 180 with 180. And the
Okay.
reason I'm saying that because I trust what he's
Yeah.
telling me.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. And we have here.
The 6 precincts you had before,
Okay.
Millsfield, Courthouse, and Pagoda.
Millsfield, Courthouse, and Pagoda is what we are adding to this one.
So we've got 9
Millsfield,
now.
Courthouse, and Pagoda. There's Courthouse, Millsfield, and Pagoda. Pagoda. That is,
Are you flip or flop? We're doing it again, Chuck.
here we go. Here we
All
go
right,
again.
I'm just
We're gonna
trying to-
start with, we may as well start with the county mayor.
All right. So in the county mayor's race, we've got, okay. So with 9 precincts in early voting, Mayor Chris Young with 2,279 votes for 48.45%. Challenger David Quick with 2,301. 22 votes separate the two. David Quick takes the lead with 48.92%. It's crazy. 22 votes.
And we're still waiting to hear from Bonnie Corden folks.
That's right.
And Finley and Lennox.
Yes.
Which that's Tatumville is still out there. We still have what is Hurricane Hill is still
Yep.
out there as well. So,
Right.
We've still got quite a bit
Yeah.
of stuff to come in, but man, this is the tightest race. That I've
It's-
seen. Has it been more than 25 votes one way or the other, or 20? Was it 25 at one time?
I think
Chris
it was
leading by then?
27
Was it
at
27?
one time, but it's been within a single digits for the most part.
Wow.
In the Attorney General's race, we've got Danny Goodman, District Attorney Danny Goodman with 2,982. He's got 64% of the vote compared to 1,651 for Richard Shepke, 36% roughly. So District Attorney Goodman is in a great spot. In the sheriff's race, right here, we've got Sheriff Jeff Box with 2,768 with 58% of the vote compared to 1,928 or 41% for Ken Simpson. That's kind of been the way that's run out. So if you want to look, let's look at again, we went over, there's a lot of these that are unopposed in these races. In the County Commissioner District C Position 2, Steve Moore with 301 votes compared to 125 for Dennis McKeag.
Yeah.
Pretty well called that for Mr. Moore. In the District E Position 1, that one's over too. Steve Sarton with 185 votes compared to 149 for Steve Reed. So 55% to 45%. So that's where we're at
And you
there.
gave what was the other one? Jimmy Hester.
Jimmy Hester. That's at the top of my page somewhere. Yes, Jimmy Hester with 238 votes. This is County Commissioner District E, Position 2. 238 votes for Mr. Hester compared to 90 for Danny Booger Lacey. That one's over.
Okay, that one's over. To you.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. I was just making sure.
Yep. And that's kind of where we're at. County School Board District B, Steve Dodds will continue with 386 votes compared to 115 for Rita Jackson.
Okay.
So we can start.
All right. So we're still, let's see, Andrew Grills is still leading William May. That was the last one we had.
Yeah, let me see. Yes, it's 235 votes for Mr. Grills compared to 216 for Mr. May, 52% to 48%.
Okay, so that one's still pretty close.
Yes.
We still, of course, we have Newbern and Trimble is in. All we have is Tatumville still out there on that one.
Right.
I think that's in that district there. So that's going to be it's going to be a close race as well.
Yes, it is, and we're up to 22.26% of registered voters voted so far,
Okay.
with still 6 precincts out. Total votes 4,821. And
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It still seems a little light to me. I mean,
When I first started doing this, I thought, man, that's crazy. We've got so many people out there registered, but only a handful are voting, and that's continuing now, you know.
well, and then you have a charged race as well. You know, if you have something on the national level that's going to pull them out, presidential election, things of that nature,
Right.
usually helps to increase it and things of that nature. But you still have a lot of things going on.
Well, you do.
That do affect these. So, but I agree with you. I mean, it should never be less than 35%.
Absolutely, and when you
agree.
look at these races, you look at we were talking about your plan and negative. I think that Mary Young and David Quick, I think that's been a good clean.
Sure has.
And
It
and
has.
I'm not in the loop anymore really, so but I haven't heard anything either way.
Well, and believe me, if one or the other of them would have done it, you would have heard it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it
and
is
then
what it is.
I think the sheriff's race, I would say, got a little sticky.
Sure.
And I think the same thing happened in the district attorney's race. And so you're seeing the result
Sure.
by the percentages of the votes.
We're adding Bonnie Cord.
Okay. We're going to add Bonnie Cord to the ones that we have. So while you look that up, I'm going to check Bonnie Cord off. We're still waiting for Folks, Findlay, and Lenox, and Hurricane Hill and Tatumville are the only ones that we have still out. But Bonnie Cord is number 1, District A.
Okay.
That's going to be an interesting one.
All right. You ready?
I am ready.
We're not flipping.
We're not flipping.
We're staying where we're at.
Okay.
In the county mayor's race, Mayor Chris Young, 2,342 votes for 47.41%. Challenger David Quick with 2,471 for 50%.
Wow.
Ronnie Henley has 121. So if I'm doing my math real quick, 129 votes separate David Quick and Mayor Chris Young right now.
Wow.
Yep.
And David Quick is in the lead at the moment.
He is in the lead at the moment with 10 precincts reporting. And I'm sorry, what was the last one that we just got? What is this
Bonnie
one?
Cord. That's
Bonnie
Bonnie
Cord.
Cord, yeah.
So we kind of thought,
Yep, that's
you know,
right. Well, and Folks is still out there too.
yes. Oh, yes. That's true.
So, and then you've got Tatumville, which could lead toward Mayor Young. So
Right. I mean, yes.
we'll have to see.
District Attorney General race, District Attorney Danny Goodman Jr. with 3,121 votes, 64%, compared to 1,738 for challenger Richard Shepke. I'm going to chalk that one up.
Yeah, that one's about done.
Put it in the book.
Yeah,
That
that's
one's
about done right there.
In the sheriff's race, this one, it's staying about the same. There's about a little over 800 different votes. Incumbent Sheriff Jeff Box with 2,877 for 58%, compared to 2,056 for challenger Ken Simpson. So that may be a little bit closer than what people kind of thought it would be, 58 to 42%. It's probably a little bit closer. It is closer than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So that, you know, that's where we're at there, but we're running out of time. Or the challenges are running out of time.
That's correct. That's correct. And that's Bonnie Cord, so there wouldn't be anything school board down there. So
No.
we still need to hear from Folks. We're looking for Tatumville, Findlay, and Lenox, and Hurricane Hill are the only ones that we haven't done that or haven't heard from yet thus far. Again, I do want to remind you that voter registration deadline, if you have not registered, is going to be on Tuesday, October the 11th of 2022. If you have not registered to vote, if you have, early voting will begin October 19th through November 3rd. That will be here at the Dyer County Election Commission, and then of course Election Day will be Tuesday, November 8th. Will be for the primary, and a lot of city. We got city aldermen that are going to be running. We've got city mayor. We'll decide on that one. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to that's going to have to run off as far as that's concerned.
You know as well as I do, it's going to get juicy.
It's going to get juicy coming into that one. Absolutely, it is.
I have not heard, and maybe you have. I have not heard of any potential candidate running for city mayor, Mayor John Holden. I do know that he picked up his petition. I don't know. I do know somebody else that picked up a petition, but I don't think that's fair to say that.
Right.
So there is at least one more person that picked up a petition. Now, whether they follow through with it or not, time will tell. But this one right here, somebody asked me today, will you be shocked if David Quick wins? And I said, I don't know if I'll be shocked. I will be surprised. But and you can't tell right now. There's not enough room. We can pretty well call the district attorney race and the sheriff's race at this point, but that one is just too close. Like I said, we've still got 5 precincts to go, so it's going to be tight all the way to the end.
I think you're right, and it's really we've gotten a lot of interesting feedback too on our broadcast tonight.
Oh, really?
They're blowing up my phone on that, and we'll just have to see what's going on as far as the race. I mean, we've got a big mayoral race going on.
Big.
Here. That's going to be the one to watch. And again, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 precincts that are still out. So of the 15 precincts, we've got 10 of them in. So that's where we are at this point. They are still bringing them in. We still and we got Trimble and New Bern. I thought relatively quickly. I would have thought with the distance that they would have had. Of course, they had fewer voters,
right.
But still, we're still awaiting on Folks, also Findlay, Lennox, and Hurricane Hill and Tatumville. So.
And looking at this county mayor's race, there's 129 votes separating the two right now.
Yeah.
Ronnie Henley has 121 votes. That could.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Progress alert.
We're adding Finley and Lennox.
Okay. We're going to add Findlay and Lennox. I'm going to give that to you. And that's going to bring it down to only 3 we don't have. Findlay and Lennox.
All right. Let me. I don't know why this.
And he's going through and marking them. Of course, I guess they send them in the same order.
Yeah, they do. That's correct. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right. What do we do here?
County mayor, we've got 12 precincts reporting, and you just told them which precincts new precincts came in. We've got
Findlay and Lennox is who
Findlay and Lennox. Mayor Chris Young now with 2,490 votes, 46.46%. Challenger David Quick with 2,728 votes, 50.9%.
Wow.
So that is now, 270 votes, roughly, 260 to 270 votes.
Wow.
Edging Beatty out in front of Mayor Young. In the district attorney's race, district attorney Danny Goodman, with 3,355, 64%, compared to 36% for Richard Shepke with 1,919. Sheriff Jeff Box with 3,035, that's roughly 57%. Ken Simpson with 43% with a total of 2,317 votes. So 57 to 43 there. That's, can't call it yet, but,
Sure.
that's a nice little lead when you take into consideration you're talking about, what, 663 votes, something like that. So those aren't near as close as this other one. And what have we got left to come in?
We still have left to come in. We've got Fulks, we have Tatumville, and we have Hurricane Hill are the only three that we do not have. I'm going to double check and see. It is 8:35. We'll have to see. As far as, let's see, Bonnie Cord, that would be Muncreff. Is he not in Bonnie Cord? Let's double check and see where that would be his district too.
Yes, that one I believe is done. It's County School Board District A. Is that what you were talking about?
Yes, I was.
Okay,
I
it's
was.
Mike McLaughlin with 342 votes compared to 193 for Jonathan Muncreff.
Okay. So that
That's
one's about done then.
That's
too.
a done deal. Steve Dodds will remain with 386 votes compared to 115 for Rita Jackson.
And let's see, both of those, Finley and Lennox, are going to be out for Grills and May. So we won't even have to check that one because that wouldn't have changed at all.
That didn't change.
The only thing we will have left there will be Tatumville.
Right.
And then we'll be able to call that one a done deal.
That's right.
Then we still have Fulks and Hurricane Hill.
That's right.
And Tatumville are the three that.
So
that
we've
we're
got
still waiting for.
three out. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there that are shocked right now.
I'll bet there are.
There are. And it's not for lack of campaigning or whatever you want to do, but and of course a box can change it. But there's people that have a lot of faith in David Quick.
There are.
You know, when you look at, we've had a total of 5,489 people to vote. That's a little over 25% of the registered voters. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people tomorrow that say, I should have voted. I mean, I would think, you know, if it doesn't go the way.
That's right.
Because a lot of times I think you get in a situation where somebody says, well, I just knew he was going to win. I mean, and they don't go vote, you know, and that's why, like you said, you urge people, you need to get out and vote.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Wow. We've got, let's see, Fulks, we've got Hurricane Hill, and Tatumville are the only ones that we've got left. Again, I want to encourage you, if you don't mind, subscribe to our channel. You'll be able to get notifications when any of the candidate forums that will be coming up this fall, going into the city race and the general election. And then, of course, we will be back here on November the 8th. I said November 2nd earlier. Sorry about that. November the 8th. The amazing thing about YouTube, when you make a mistake, it stays.
It stays.
It stays
That's
right
right.
on
No,
there.
no
So
editing.
You can't do it. Bubba Cobb taught me that. But anyway, we appreciate you joining us for this, and of course, all of the guys that have put it together. Of course, again, while we wait for the final three, I want to thank you again, Mike, for doing this. I mean, your knowledge of this is amazing. See, when I do this, I fake it because I'm surrounded by people like you who know what they're doing. And the thing is, you know, it's just like doing high school sports with Bubba. I mean, you know, Bubba,
Yes, sir.
you talk to him, and of course he taught their grandmother in middle school, so
Right.
you know, he knows everybody. And the thing about it is and he studies rule books. I'll mess something up and he'll say, well, now Chuck, they changed that rule this year.
Right.
And,
Well,
you
Bubba
know,
would know.
And
I
he would
think.
definitely know, but you know, and he's polite enough not to say, Chuck, you idiot.
Yeah.
Don't you know what they did? But you know.
Well, I've got
I'm kidding.
my frame of mind now when your name showed up on the phone the other day, and I said, well,
Yeah.
man, I wonder what he needs painted or pressure washed. That's where I was at. So when you brought this up about talking to me about
Yeah.
this, I was happy to volunteer, and you know, it's good that we have people that watch, that are people that are interested, and I hope
Sure.
the people that are watching for the results are the ones that went out and voted and actually
Absolutely.
voted. So
Absolutely.
3
Well, you
precincts.
know, it's going to be in every headquarters and every.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, everybody
it's
now
gonna be-
seems to have a party.
That's
I mean,
right.
It's some kind
That's
of a
right.
celebration
Something
party, and
going
some
on.
keep it quieter than others. And the ones that really think that they're going to win, they call it they're having a celebration party.
That's right.
And to each his own. There's nothing wrong with that. I did not hear that Mary Young was having a party. Maybe he is. I didn't hear David Quick. Last night when I talked to David Quick, he said, we're celebrating the end of the campaign. He said, we're done. We've done all that we can do.
Yeah.
And he was at peace with it. And he said,
Sure.
if people, you know, if they want me in, they're going to vote me in. And he was very humbled last night. I think he would have been fine if it doesn't go his way. I think that he raises some good issues about some problems that we had out in South Dyersburg that he wanted to get taken care of out in the county, as far as some concerns he had there. But it looks like right now
It's close.
it's too close to call. Absolutely, 4 percentage points, but percentage points between the two. But that lead has kind of increased a little bit.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, when you talk about the ones that we're waiting on, Fulks.
Fulks is one. Tatumville is one. Then, of course, Hurricane Hill.
Right.
I know Chris lives out there.
He does. So,
that's
I mean,
gonna be
you know, one box, it could,
right.
it could
You're
be a
right.
whammy.
You're
so
exactly right.
I'm so glad we're here to watch it.
I am too. Whew, I'm glad.
Look at here.
Uh-oh, here comes another one.
Drum roll.
Yes, that's what we need.
What did you have last?
I had, you brought me, last time you brought me Bonnie Cord and, Bogota and Finley. That's who you brought me last.
Okay, Fulks and Tatumville are added to this.
We have Fulks in Tatumville. Feel that, Mike. That's still warm, right off the press.
Man.
Can you, are these guys efficient
Man,
or what?
Miss Dana is something else.
Man,
I'm telling
she's
you now.
amazing.
All
Crew
right.
they've put together here. I tell you what, while you're looking at that, now
Okay.
what you said that was Fulks and what now? Let's see. Fulks and Tatumville.
Fulks and Tatumville, that's correct.
All right.
All right, are you ready?
I am red eye. Let's see what we got.
County Mayor's Race. Mayor Chris Young, 2,584 votes, 45%. Challenger David Quick, 3,004 votes, 52%.
Wow.
So David Quick, Beatty, he now has nearly, that's what, 420 something total votes. So, I mean, more than Mayor Young. So it looks like we're on the verge of having a new county mayor. We've got one precinct
One
left?
precinct left, and that's going to be Hurricane Hill. So, and you say how many separates?
There is roughly 400 and about 420.
Wow.
420.
That's going to be a lot. Now let's look at Hurricane Hill and see what we've got out there.
There's a lot of people
number
waiting
of
on
voters.
Hurricane Hill.
Yeah, there are. Let me get back to what I need. Hurricane Hill is 930 registered voters out there.
930.
930.
So we're not going to say anything yet.
No, we're not.
930. So we're going to declare in the latest, our latest update with 14 precincts reporting, District Attorney Danny Goodman will win his race with 3,562 votes compared to 2,079 for challenger Richard Shepke. So I will congratulate District Attorney Danny Goodman.
Okay.
It looks like he's in the winning seat, as I thought he would be. In the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box with 3,181 votes compared to 2,545 for Ken Simpson. So that's roughly 55 to 45%. And how many people vote at the last precinct?
At the last precinct, 930.
Well,
Precinct 18.
so anything can happen there.
Uh-huh.
But we are
Now, what's the voter turnout? we've got
voter
so far?
turnout right now. We have 27%, 5,870 people.
Okay.
And so what this kind of tells me, with an incumbent on the verge of being defeated, we will have more people to vote in the city election,
Okay.
because people that didn't vote are quietly going to kick themselves because they didn't vote.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not anything against David Quick or against Chris Young or anything, but having an election this close after the
Yeah.
county election, we'll have a better turnout in November. Wow.
That's it's going to be amazing. We're waiting on the results of the final 930 registered voters, and of them who vote. Of course, maybe not all 930 of them will vote. So
Right.
we'll have to see. But you can see Paul Stringham has put together, as you can see on your screen there, all of the information that he's going to be scrolling through that you can take a look at. to give you all of the vote totals. The percentages we don't have on there, but the vote totals are what matter.
That's right.
We're not going to. I mean, this is not a, something like that. But anyway, that I think that this one may wrap up a little early.
Well, it could.
It's only because we're only looking at it's only 8:45 right now.
Well, and give them credit in the back for what they do, and the people that got the precincts here, and it takes a village. It takes a lot of people working together to get this thing done right. And so if it trends the same way with our final, you said 900. So if we get about 27% or roughly 25%, that's 200 or 300 people voting in that precinct, and if that is the case, that's not going to be enough for Mary Young.
What about the contested county commissioner races?
Okay.
Where are we with one precinct left to turn in here? And I haven't seen them pull up yet. I don't know. They may already be here. I could have just missed it. But,
all right.
I haven't seen Bonnie Cord pull up. But, of course, a lot of commissioners are unopposed, but we still have a few that are.
Steve, in the County Commission District C Position 2, Steve Moore will win that with 390 votes compared to 191 for Dennis McKeag. Steve Sarton with 397 compared to 353 for Steve Reed. That's
close.
53 to 47. That's close. Jimmy Hester will win District E Position 2, 503 votes compared to 238 for Danny Lacey. That's it. Uh-oh.
We got them all.
We got them all.
You ready? Are you sitting down?
Man,
if you're not, sit down.
I think I am.
This is going to be Hurricane Hill. This is going to be the final one that we're going to bring for you tonight.
All right. You want to wait any longer, or you want to get it out of the way?
Well, let's take a break. We'll be back in 20 minutes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Dyer County mayor.
Do we really?
We really do. David Quick has defeated Mayor Chris Young. David Quick with 3,089 total votes, 52.54% compared to 2,640 for incumbent Mayor Chris Young, or 45%. So that's roughly a little bit under 500 vote total there. Congratulations to David Quick, and to Mayor Young, thank you for what you've done in his 8 years in office. District Attorney General Danny Goodman, as we said, we already wrapped that one, but he ends up with 3,646 votes compared to 2,133 for challenger Richard Shepke. In the sheriff's race, Sheriff Jeff Box will retain his position with 3,261 votes, or 55%, compared to 2,609, 44% for Ken Simpson.
Okay.
So that is, I had a chance to talk to him. I didn't know if any of the candidates would come down to Sheriff Box, and he, I said, is there anything you'd like to say if it goes your way? And he just said that he wanted to tell all the voters he appreciated everybody that voted for him, and the ones that didn't, that he was going to work hard to try to get them to vote for him the next time, and continue what he's doing. And so congratulations to Sheriff Box, and congratulations to District Attorney General Danny Goodman. Man, crazy in the county mayor's race.
It was, and I tell you, if you don't mind, for the final, as we get close to wrapping things up here, let's go ahead and do a total of everybody.
Okay.
Not only the opposed races, but we'll just run over the ones who are unopposed again.
Okay.
Just to let everybody know that obviously there wasn't anything missed, but there again to just let everybody know what is happening. But again, the big news of tonight is Dyer County will have a new mayor.
Mayor Quick.
Mayor, I'm going to call him Randy again. He's going to kill me.
David
Quick.
Mayor Beatty.
Yep. That's it.
All right, we'll go through some local. Let's start with, of course, Senator Ed Jackson running unopposed. Representative Rusty Grills running unopposed. Circuit Judge Mark Hayes running unopposed. Chancellor Tony Childress running unopposed. Did you want me to go through all these? County Commissioner District A, Position 1, Greg
the
Vestal.
County Commissioners, yeah.
Okay, County Commissioner District A, Position 2, Larry Shawver. County Commissioner District B, Position 1, Brandon Dodds. County Commissioner District B, Position 2, John Utendale. County Commissioner District C, Position 1, Bradley Gray. County Commissioner District C, Position 2, Steve Moore. Defeated Dennis McKeag with 390 votes compared to 191. County Commissioner District D, Position 1 will be Robert Kirby. County Commissioner District D, Position 2 be Doug Singletary. County Commissioner District E, Position 1 will be Steve Sarton. He won by 44 votes over Steve Reed. County Commission District E, Position 2, Jimmy Hester. Defeated Danny Booger Lacey with 503 votes compared to 238. County Commission District F, Position 1, Tanya Fuller McKellar. County Commission District F, Position 2, Terry McCrite. County Commissioner District G, Position 1, Debbie Bradshaw Hart. County Commission District G, Position 2, Deborah Robertson. County Commissioner District H, Position 1, Hunter Jackson. County Commissioner District H, Position 2, James T. Bubba Cobb. County Commissioner District I, Position 1, Mark Korn. County Commissioner District 1, District I, Position 2, Pam Newell. County Commissioner District J, Position 1, James Dobb Johnson. County Commissioner District J, Position 2, Kim Peckinpah. County Trustee Nancy Broadstone. General Sessions Judge Jason Hudson. Sheriff race again, Sheriff Jeff Box defeated Ken Simpson with 3,261 votes compared to 2,609 for Mr. Simpson. T.J. Jones, Circuit Court Clerk. County Clerk Diane Moore ran unopposed. She did receive 5,364 votes. Register of Deeds, Mr. Danny Fulks. Register of Roads, Superintendent of Roads, Mr. Jeff Jones. County School Board District A, Mike McLaughlin retains his seat, defeating Jonathan Muncrief, 457 votes to 256. County School Board District B, Steve Dodds defeated Rita Jackson with 386 votes compared to 115 for Ms. Jackson. County School Board District C, Andrew Grills will be a new school board member, defeating William May, 331 votes to 290. County School Board District E, Mr. Keith Anderson. County School Board District F, Patricia McCrite. County School Board District G, John David Caldwell. County School Board District I, Tara Gibson. Constable District A, James Sansome defeated Philip Goff with 417 votes compared to 320 for Mr. Goff. Constable District B, Randy Wolf, 443. Constable District C, Rick Isbell. Constable District D, Mike McCullough defeated Lenny Stover with 457 votes compared to 382 for Mr. Stover. Constable District E, Randy Goff. Constable District F, Ray Eisen. Constable District G, no candidate qualified. Constable District H, Bobby Byram Jr. Constable District I, William Goff. Constable District J, Bill Valentine. City Judge, Dean Debman. School Board, Dyersburg at Large, Scott Sell. Yeah, boy, you know he's pumped. And here. School Board, Dyersburg Ward 2, Jim Coy Houston. School Board, Dyersburg Ward 4, Glenn Twilla. Town Judge of New Bern, Jason Creasy. And then we get into the Supreme Court retain and replace deal. So that's it, and we had one very exciting race all night long, and it proved to be a real thriller all the way to the end.
Yeah, I tell you what, we have so enjoyed bringing all this to you. Again, the big story of the night is a new county mayor will be seated shortly, and we'll tell you, we thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast tonight, for joining us and doing this. We thank you. We apologize for any glitches that we've had. This was our first rodeo to do this, but we really want to continue to do it in the future. We are going to have candidate forums that are going to be coming up in the city races. We will also be giving you the results, just like we did tonight, for the for the election on November the 8th. So we'll be right back here at the Election Commission doing the same thing. So if you want to get notifications when we go live for West Tennessee news and events, all you have to do is simply check subscribe. If you will subscribe to this YouTube channel, it's free. You can go back and look at it again. It stays there forever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't cost you anything. We're just doing this as basically a community service for that. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank
Mike
you.
Smith for helping and bringing a wealth of knowledge into this. Of course, Randy Wolf, who's been behind the camera, you haven't had an opportunity to see him, but he's been the one doing all that. We also have Steve Morgan, who has been the producer of the show here and running the switcher and keeping all the audio going good. And then, of course, Paul Stringham, he's running the show back here. So he's the one that brought all the knowledge in to set all this up so we could bring it all to you. So thank you for joining us. My name is Chuck Asa, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching our results from the Dyer County Election Commission.